We are in economic war with China and Russia. That will turn potentially into a military conflict with us involved, and it's going to affect three companies. I want to share with you those companies and how I think they will profit. Northrop Grumman has a contract to build 100 B-21 stealth fighters that are worth $621 million each. Lockheed Martin has a contract for 375 F-35 fighter jets. That contract is worth $412 billion. Raytheon has a contract worth $985 million to build hypersonic missiles to bring us up competitive with China. Lockheed Martin has a contract for $400 million to build rocket launchers. The 7th Fleet of the U.S. Navy, the largest naval fleet in the world, is in current operations in the South China Sea with Australia, Canada, and Japan.
Best of Us Investors presents Carrie Griegmeyer.
I feel the most important of those slides was the last one, and that is that the U.S. 7th Fleet, the largest naval force in the world, is in Australia and has been in Australia at the protest of some conducting naval operations with Australia, Canada, and Japan. This is because these countries recognize there is a potential war going to take place in the South China Sea over the situation in Taiwan, and our unwillingness at this point to let China take Taiwan and control the high-speed semiconductors that we need throughout our military structure, as well as in the total security of our country. The fact that Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, and Raytheon are getting these large defense contracts is indication to me that we are approaching a potential military conflict. We have to do this. This is not a let's wait and see program. We have to spend the money there. So whether war happens or not is really irrelevant. It is our recognition that the money has to be spent there. And that's how you make money investing in the market. Recognizing change, recognizing that this happened and this is happening, so this is going to happen. And I believe that our country will continue to build up our military defense system because you add not only China, but Russia, Iran, and North Korea into the mix, and we have to get back up to speed. The one that is really kind of interesting, I watched an interview this morning with the CEO of Raytheon, and they are the people who are making the hypersonic ballistic missiles, and he openly admitted we are behind China on this. China has missiles that are super fast, faster than anything we have, and have the ability to circle the Earth at such speeds that we can't see them. So they claim. As I've said in other videos, Iran has raised their hand and said, we have those missiles as well. So with this in mind, I am building a defense portfolio, and these three stocks are a part of it. Here are the other stocks that I have in that portfolio, and you'll see it represents about 17% of my portfolio. If and as we move forward, I see more spending there, I am more than likely going to add to these positions. Because again, I look at this and say, this is something that is happening today. My biotech is part of the future. I believe my big tech, which I'm still not totally in and totally invested in, is a part of the future. We have to get through our interest rates, our inflation situation, our recession situation, but that is not going to stop our national security. And so I would encourage you to go to Seeking Alpha. That's where I get my knowledge on Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, and Raytheon. This is where I find the information that says these contracts are being awarded. This is the amount of them. This is how those contracts represent what percentage of the past revenues and future revenues. Again, on the interview that I saw this morning, the Raytheon CEO basically said that we have, from our inventory over the last 10 months of operations, we have depleted 13 years of prior inventory. These companies are on fire because our country, our military machine has woke up and said, we're behind the 8 ball and we've got to get in a position. Now, also, I'm sure a lot of that has to do with feeding military equipment and systems to Ukraine. This is a growth area, and if you're interested in a growth portfolio, I encourage you to look into these 3 companies and the others that I've shown you that I'm participating, and I have in my growth military defense portfolio. That's how I invest. I'm not real interested in what Jay Powell says next week or next month. I'm interested in where is the world going and how can I get in the way of it by investing in the companies that are going to facilitate the change that is coming and the change that is necessary. This is a necessity. It will happen. I suggest you look deep into Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, and Raytheon. I'll talk to you more about this, I'm sure, in the future.